To introduce the bill. The Deputy has up to 5 minutes.
Thank you, Ciancóla. In case members of the House didn't hear, the title of the bill is the Electoral Amendment Registration of Political Parties and Groups Bill. And the purpose of this bill is because the Independent Alliance as a group is facing the possibility of taking legal action because of the situation in which they find themselves. I think all members of this House will be aware of the fact that political parties find that everything is weighted in their favour when it comes to an election. And a huge anomaly has arisen for us and will certainly confront other groups in a similar situation, in that the Independent Alliance and any other groupings of that sort which are not political parties will find themselves unable to put the word independent, or indeed to dub themselves Independent Alliance on the ballot paper, nor will they be able to put an emblem on the ballot paper. That means that the description that they come under is one of non-party, and they do not, although political parties, they do not have any choice or any discretion as to what they call themselves. This, of course, means that they stand at a huge disadvantage, because the people who identified this group as having a common platform, as being a common group, and indeed who are in certain cases being asked to transfer number ones to number twos in certain constituencies, cannot identify those people in the way they can for a political party. And what we're asking the House to do is to grant the same rights for groupings of the sort that we are and others in this situation as are given to political parties to register, and therefore to have the same privileges when it comes to elections and post-election as well. Because it isn't the only issue that's addressed here. There's also the issue of funding after the election, which everybody in this House knows that political parties get a huge advantage over independents and other groupings as well. And so this issue should be addressed, and it should be addressed before the election. There's also another issue which I think should be addressed, and that's this: that political parties, during the election campaign, which is approaching, political parties will get the advantage of party political broadcasts. For some reason, independents and other groupings are forbidden by law from getting that privilege. What is in the Act that covers this particular situation is that RTE and other media are not obliged, in fact, to give party political broadcasts to anybody. But they are not allowed to give party political broadcasts to independents and other groupings. So what we are highlighting here is an anomaly in the legislation which gives advantages to those who come together, but only if they are political parties. And the difference between us, the Independent Alliance, the crucial difference between us and a political party, is that we do not impose a party whip, that we allow the freedom and the independence of thought and the independence of vote to our members. The result of that, of course, would have make a fundamental change to the way democracy was carried out in this House. But those of us who believe in that are discriminated against. And what I'm asking the government to do, and the other political parties to do, is to recognise the fact that you can stand on a common platform, you can stand together in an election, that you can stand looking for first and second preferences, and stand as a group with common beliefs and common principles, but that you can also signal that to the electorate on the ballot paper. Now, I'm introducing this specifically because the Independent Alliance is looking very carefully at the possibility of taking legal action, and it is very reluctant to take legal action in this case, and would be much happier if the government were not just to allow a debate on this bill, which I think is going to be the inevitable result of this dialogue which I have with the Minister, but if the government were to agree it and to give us those privileges and save any danger of political action. And another example, I'm just finishing, of that discrimination against those groupings like ourselves is that the cost of taking legal action on such an important issue as this, I'm not going to say it's prohibitive, but it's a massive deterrent which very few people could afford. So this may or may not be possible to thrash out in the courts.